Well, it would help if I unmuted myself. I usually don't do this alone. I'm trying to figure it out. Good morning, everybody. I got back from a soccer game, and I am ready to get started with this. So, welcome everybody. It's a lovely Saturday morning here in where I am, and I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday also. The thing I wanted to go over a little bit, first thing, was people were having questions with their, they said wallets, and wallets is so generalized, it's hard to know what wallet they might be talking about because there's so many different wallets for so many different blockchains. One that I did want to go over today, and we can do others other days, was the Neo wallet, because I know a lot of people have Flamingo, and they are, well, you're going to, whoever holds Flamingo, you're going to need some gas to send your Flamingo. Let me get that up. And I wanted to show you an example. I thought I might be able to do something, but I cannot do something. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. And there is the O3 wallet. I had sent some, just to start out, there's the O3 wallet, which you would need if you wanted to stake some things on Flamingo Finance, and we'll go there next. And then there's the Neon wallet. I personally like the Neon wallet better when I'm just looking at my coins. We'll log into that after we do a little bit of going through the O3 wallet. But what I was hoping was that that you'd be able to send your Flamingo potentially free of charge. And you can when it's a small amount, but when you have a large amount, it is going to require some gas. And right now you can see I have no gas, and I have some sea gas, which is a wrapped gas, and then I have my Flamingo. And when you send your Flamingo or your Neo to another wallet or to Caleb Brown, you're going to need to have some gas in there. What I was hoping, what I tested, was being able to take some Flamingo on, let me move this a little bit, Brave browser, I think that's the only one I have, onto something like Flamingo Finance and swap things. As you can see here on flamingo.finance, you can do a swap. And what was happening, and I'll just show you, this communication failed with wallet. That just keeps popping up. I don't know why. But what I was trying to do, I need to wrap some things. But what I was trying to do was take some Flamingo and swap it into gas, so that you'd have some gas. Well, it doesn't work out because you need 0.011 gas to do any type of swap. So I was playing with this a little bit, and you are going to need to get some gas someplace to be able to send some Flamingo. You can get it from a friend, you can get it from Caleb Brown, but I know Caleb Brown wants, so much before they will do that. And the problem is when you have Flamingo, to swap it into something else, you need gas to get that Flamingo. So there may be something in the future where I don't swap coins for people, but if there are enough people that might need to, they could donate some Flamingo for some gas. That might be another option, but absolutely positively, you're going to need some gas when you have some Flamingo that you need to send. So we can kind of go over some of that, but if you have Neo, you have gas, you have FLM. The C gas is a wrapped gas, and what I'm going to do is just kind of go through and show you how you can wrap things and unwrap things. But let's do a little bit of that right now. So the O3 wallet has to be open, and I'll just keep that there. let's go down to, or over, back to the swap. You can visit flamingo.finance, and we can do what they call a wrapper. And what I'm going to do is unwrap my wrapped gas. So you would click unwrap, you would select C gas. I'm going to unwrap all of it, and I am going to say that I want to turn it into gas because that's really the only thing you can do. I'm going to say next. We're going to say from here to here, which the C gas is a wrapped and the gas is a unwrapped, or we're going to say confirm. I need to, you don't see this, but the O3 wallet, you have to click on a signature that pops up, and then you go to your ledger and you have to approve everything and you say accept. And the little flamingo goes round and round and round and round. And then eventually it'll get to a point where the coin is unwrapped. Sometimes the flamingo just spins forever and it's already happened. But let's see. Yep, it has already happened because it's out of my wallet. Let me just show you. Right now you can see there's no more C gas and there is no gas. So let's go back. See right here, there's the C gas has disappeared. It should end up in gas, but let's go back in and see what we can find. Okay, it says transaction completed. We should be able to go and see in the vault, there's 100 flamingo. I guess that is not going to show the gas. Let me just look back here. And are we going to get an updated gas? Yeah, so let's go back to the wallet. Sometimes the O3 wallet takes a little bit of time. You have to go to the gear, and then you have to go back up to the wallet. And now you see that there is 1.63964,293 gas that I basically unwrapped. Now I can easily send things. You usually need 0.011 gas to send something, and I would then be able to send my flamingo. But let me just show you what you can do. I'm just looking at the questions if anybody has that. What I'm going to show you how you can change some of your FLM into gas. And you may do that because someone sends you 0.011, which will allow you to do one transaction. And let's go back to Flamingo Finance. We're going to go, see, this is where it gets a little bit complex, but we're going to go to swap. We're going to go, well, I guess this part doesn't because you don't have to wrap it, but we're going to go and we're going to select a little bit of FLM. Right down here, I have 100 FLM in this wallet, and I want to turn it into, and this is the part where it gets a little bit confusing, C gas. You can't just turn it into gas, you have to turn it into a wrapped gas. And that is why, well, that's how it works on this platform. So we're going to take, I'm going to turn, let's say, 2 FLM, and it's going to give me 0.1172 gas, and I am going to say swap. Now, what it does, and this is all kind of behind the scenes, and it happens a lot this way for platforms that swap. Like if you go to Simple Swap, and maybe we'll do that next time because that is one place that you could trade or swap your SHIB and other coins that you have small amounts on. And because Simple Swap is a DEX, which is a decentralized exchange, there's no account, there's no KYC, there's no, you're not allowed because you come from a certain country. Although they're starting that obviously because 1inch basically kicked everybody off from the United States because they're going to open up a US version of 1inch. But we're getting off track. the thing that you need to know about swapping is that if you look right down here at the bottom, it says it's going to take my FLM, it's going to turn it into an N-neo, which is a wrapped neo, and then it's going to turn it into a wrapped gas. When you go to simple swap and you want to swap, let's just say Bitcoin Cash to one of my favorites, which is T-Fuel, it will not take it from Bitcoin Cash directly to T-Fuel. If you look at behind the scenes a little bit, you'll notice that it takes that Bitcoin Cash, turns it into USDT, and that USDT, then it goes to T-Fuel and buys it that way. So there's, usually you're kind of jumping through a few hoops. So back to this, we're going to take 2 FLM, we're going to turn it into gas, and we're going to click swap, and down here, FLM to wrap neo to a wrapped gas. So we're going to do swap. It's going to tell you what you're doing. It'll have the fees. See right down here, the liquidity provider fee is 0.011982. That's why you have to have gas to be able, well, actually, they're going to charge you in FLM. But you do need to have gas when you do this process. I tried it and aired out each time. But what we're going to do is we're going to say confirm swap. A little thing's going to pop up that you don't see. For the O3 wallet, we're going to say signature. Then I go to my ledger. It's going to charge me. Let's see if I can. It does not show me the gas fee here. It just says how much gas I'm going to get. And we're going to accept that. And the flamingo is going to go around and around and around. And what we can do is we'll go back to the wallet while we're waiting. Oh, the O3 wallet kind of disappeared on me. Let's get that back up. Get the O3, and you'll see it hasn't changed yet, but to refresh the O3, maybe there's a keyboard shortcut. Let me take a look. Toggle. Nope, it doesn't seem like there is a refresh, but how I do it is I click the gear and then I click back. And here we have 2 FLM, because now it's down to 98, it used to be 100, went to 0.11725 C gas. Now you're asking yourself, okay, how do I get the C gas into regular gas? We'll go back to the Brave browser. If I'm going too fast or I'm not explaining something, let me know in the questions area. And if you want to submit some questions too, that would be that'd be great. So we can get those started after this particular example. So right now you see the flamingo just going round, round, round. This is where you can click this little line in the upper right-hand corner and get rid of it. And it says waiting for confirmation, but it's already happened. So we're going to go back to the upper left-hand corner and click on flamingo. We're going to go and say to the wrapper, there's income, wrapper, vault, swap. We've already done a swap. We're going to go to the wrapper and we're going to, there's wrap and then there's unwrap. So we're going to click on unwrap and we're going to unwrap the wrapped gas here. Here's the C gas. It's the only thing that appears to be wrapped. And we're going to turn it into gas. So we're going to select the entire amount. And you'll see that it's basically a duplicate. And then we're going to hit next. And we are going to then confirm it. Little pop-up for the O3 wallet. We're going to approve it. And we're going to accept it. And now we're going to wait for the flamingo to go round, round, round. We're actually going to go back to the O3 wallet. So you can see when it happens. Still waiting. Okay, while that's waiting, we're going to go over some of these questions. Okay, let's get a refresh. Okay, and so there it's unwrapped your gas, and now I have more gas in that wallet. So that's kind of the basics for the Neo O3 wallet. I will show you real quick. I'm gonna, some people know this, some people don't, but it is the exact same wallet that I'm using. Sorry, the same private keys for a different wallet. So I'm gonna open up the Neon wallet, but I'm gonna log in before, because it's a little, I don't want my, my wallet address to be displayed. So we're gonna wait for that. I may have to quit my O3 wallet for that to work, because I think the O3 is taking its properties. The transaction you can see is complete. And now let's go to O3. I'm going to quit out of O3 and get the Neon, because the Neon is just spinning. Okay, yeah, I had to close my O3 to get into my Neon wallet. Let's see, which wallet is that? I'm going to need to fetch additional addresses. Give me a sec, and okay, there we go. And we're going to say login. So now I'll show you my Neon wallet. And the Neon wallet basically looks the same. It's the same amount of gas. There's FLM right up there. It doesn't show you Neo because there's no Neo in this wallet. And so because you're using a hardware wallet, because I'm using a hardware wallet, I can jump back and forth between O3 and the Neon wallet just because I'm using my ledger and I don't have to remember any other passwords. I don't have to remember anything else. And so I can look at it in different wallets in different ways. So there we have that. And let's go over to some of your questions. Good morning, Elaine. And okay, what are the safest wallets to store IOST, WAX, and BTS? Okay, some of those are the hardest ones to do. IOST, you know, some of these wallets, if you're going to hold them, or these coins, I would, let me back up. Depends on how much you're going to hold in these, because WAX, they do have an online wallet, and some of these are, you know, what's the safest, the best. I'd have to see because they've changed. Like IOST, you can hold in a Citadel wallet. I don't. I hold it in a Hobie wallet on my phone because I've had it forever, and that's one of the few wallets that I have on my phone. And so those I may have to get back to you on, because WAX, if you hold it, depending on how you're holding it, it may be safest in a wallet that is tied. That's a bigger answer than that. And let me take notes on that and show you, because there's different ways to hold it depending on what you're going to do. WAX is really a complex wallet on where you're going to hold it, because there's the online WAX wallet, and that's a lot easier than setting up an EOS type based wallet through Scatter and that type of thing. And so I don't want to confuse too many people on this, and maybe we can kind of come back to that later. I have not been, I'm not set up for that. And part of what you'll see in this particular wallet, the My Neo wallet, is that this is a dummy wallet, and I don't really have all my coins in here. I just have a few just so I could use it as an example. Laura has a question. If Proton Mail is not secure, what is? what should we be using instead? Well, Proton Wallet, sorry, I'm off wallets now. Proton Mail is secure by nature, but there's some things you have to know, like your to and from address and your subject are not encrypted. And so depending on what you're doing, you may not want to say certain things in your subject line. Also, who you're sending the mail to is not encrypted in transport. The other thing you have to know is if you send email outside of Proton Mail, it's not secure. It is in clear text, and email in general is not secure. It's stored. It's on someone else's server, and I know people are freaking out like, oh, Proton Mail, and oh, what is the best? It depends on what you're doing with it. I don't worry about it because I don't put something in an email that would expose myself to anything that I wouldn't feel comfortable just sharing with the universe, because this is the internet and anything you put on here is pretty much permanent. When you put something on Facebook and or Twitter, it is there. And I think one thing that people of a certain age don't really understand is that if you go for a job interview, one of the things that I never had to worry about when I went for a job interview, because it was a long time ago and I have not worked for someone for quite some time, is that they're going to check your social media. So if you look at someone's Facebook, someone's Twitter, someone's Instagram, you're going to see what kind of person they are. And I think it's really I don't miss social media. I know people say, well, I want to know what's happening with my friends in college. And my feeling is like, if you really care about someone that, is in college that you went to school with, pick up the phone and call them. Social media really exposes your ideas, your beliefs, which is fine. But if you're trying to get a job and someone doesn't have the same beliefs as you, that may cause them not to hire you, which you can say, okay, well, then they shouldn't. But we don't all have to agree with the way people have their beliefs in this world. And so just because you put something on Facebook or Instagram that someone doesn't believe, that they may not consider you for a job. And I hate to say it, but that is what the internet is. The information is permanent. So what email should you be using? It depends on what you're doing. If you're just sending emails back and forth, if you're sending information to Caleb and Brown, I mean, it's public, it's clear text. Someone can just see it. It's not conspiracy theory saying that the NSA is collecting everything and storing it in Utah. It's just a matter of fact. So just know any text message that you send, SMS, any email, any phone conversation, it's being collected. What they do with it, they're only going to look at it if you get into trouble. But just know that that is being harvested. And, I wouldn't put anything in email that I wouldn't consider compromised or, out with everybody to look at. So I don't think there is a good email system because any email that gets out of the system is, sent in clear text and is harvested. I used to run my own Exchange server, and it became so complex and so costly that I decided to use another service. So, I don't send things out in email that I don't expect to be compromised. Good morning, George. This is from HGB. If you get a chance, could you kindly clarify liquidation strategy for PPT and other coins not supported by Caleb? Would it be similar to the process showed for SHIB where you do a swap to ETH on a DEX? Would swapping to a stablecoin be better than ETH? Any advice would be appreciated. It really depends. Well, let's go to simple swap. Hold on, let me get in here. Okay, let me share that. I can't tell you what is your best coin to go into if you're doing a swap. It depends on where you are in the whole process. If you're swapping things after Bitcoin has hit its high and Ethereum has hit its high, then you may not want to swap into ETH and move that over to a place where you can turn that into US dollars. So it really depends on your strategy. If you feel that you are swapping a coin and there's still momentum in Ethereum or Bitcoin, then you could swap into those and ride up Ethereum to a higher value. If you feel like you're not sure, if you feel like Ethereum and Bitcoin have peaked out, then you would probably, I would, when I do it, I would probably put it into a stable coin and then figure out what I'm going to do from there. It just depends on where in the cycle you think we are and what you feel comfortable with. There's not one right answer, but let's see what PPT is today. Yep, there's still liquidity for PPT. You have to have a minimum of 78 right now, so let's do 100, and you could turn it into, let's see, they don't like, let's do 1,000 PPT. Oh, I may have to put my address there. Let's turn it into Bitcoin, pair not supported. Let's do it into USDC. And the pair is not supported. So right now, the liquidity, I think the only thing that they're doing for PPT, right now, there's no liquidity for PPT. There was yesterday. So right now, let's see if they have Monero. No, the parent is not, nothing is supported with PPT. So right now you can't, but there's news right now with PPT and PPT is getting slammed. So it doesn't necessarily mean that PPT won't have liquidity later. I wouldn't wait till the last minute on some of these to get out because you will see that there's no liquidity. Yesterday there was, and today there's no supported. Let's try USDT. Yeah, ERCs. Yeah, there is populist liquidity is not there. So I'm not sure where you would do it. You may do it on Simple Swap, 1inch, Pancake Swap, Sushi Swap. There's a lot out there. But right now, I'm not sure where you would have liquidate PPT. Techie71 says, can you show us how to stake FLM using Flamingo Finance and or Mingo using an O3 wallet? I can toward the end, but there is something that you need to, and I can't show you because it would expose me too much. But right now you have to know when you stake Flamingo, you're not staking Flamingo. You are, let me go over here. What you need to do when you stake Flamingo is that you have to actually, where is that? You have to add liquidity to the flamingo.finance website. And liquidity basically means you have to put in 2 coins of equal US dollar value. So if I wanted to, and I really don't have 2 coins that, well, I could stake 100 Flamingo, and there's really no other coin that I can do, which is for Flamingo, it's wrapped Neo. And what you have to do is, if I put in 100 Flamingo, let's just say it was worth $100, and I would have to put in $100 worth of wrapped Neo. And then after I created that liquidity, hold on just a sec. After I added that liquidity, and maybe I can give this an example later on because I'd have to put some Neo in and do the process. After that liquidity is added, then what I would need to do, Come on, wallet installed. Hold on, let me refresh this. Then I'd have to go to the vault, and with that liquidity, there is a, hold on, my O3 wallet is not open at the moment. I'd have to go in, and there is the FLP, FLM, and Neo coin, and that can be staked. The issue that you run into when you add liquidity to any system is that you're adding the same value of two coins. If one coin is really good and one coin is really bad, you're going to get more of the bad coin than the good coin. So at the end of the day, when I stake my FLM and Neo, if Neo starts to increase faster than Flamingo, then people are going to be buying my Neo and giving me Flamingo. If the opposite happens and the FLM is running, then people are going to be buying my Flamingo and giving me Neo. And at the end of the day, I may have the same dollar value, but this number of coins will definitely be different because one coin is being bought over another. Now, over time, that may level out. But when I originally staked, I think I lost about 1,000 Neo, and I gained a lot of Flamingo. Now that's okay because I think Flamingo has a better X factor than Neo, but it's not just staking like it is staking T-Fuel or Theta. It's a whole process. You have to add liquidity, and then that liquidity gives you a third coin, and that third coin is what you stake. Okay, Al says, I'm still on legacy. I have one Neo, but no gas showing. Do I need to turn my one Neo into gas? It depends on what your, do you just have one Neo? Because Neo can only be held in whole numbers, and you may not have enough gas, which is you don't have any gas, to actually turn your Neo into gas. And that is the problem that I was trying to solve yesterday when I was setting this up. And it looks like, well, we'll kind of go back later on, and I'll show you through, hold on, let me get the O3 wallet up. I'm gonna close the Neon. Let me find the O3. Come on. Okay, example. Yeah, what I'm going to have to do is send my gas out, or I'm going to have to show you what the error is. But I have gas, so I can do anything I want. When I didn't have gas, I could not turn my FLM into gas because I needed gas to do that procedure. But the weird thing was I was able to send FLM out of a wallet. I actually sent, I think 10 or 5 FLM out of this wallet. Yeah, it was 10 FLM into this wallet and 5 out without having any gas. If you have a larger amount of FLM, you're not going to be able to do that. So maybe we'll get back to that and kind of go from there. Okay, Tara says, can you only hold USDC as an ERC20 on a ledger if you have the mu paired with it? I have some USDC sitting on it from a swap now, but I don't have mu set up. I have been avoiding wallets on phones. Caleb and Brown sent ETH test, which came through fine, but what will happen when they send the USDC? It'll end up in that wallet because the USDC is an ERC20, and any ERC20 will end up in the Ethereum wallet address that you show them. You don't have to have mu, which stands for my Ether wallet. Let's go back. Let me get that up. Hold on. Okay. Let me get that over. This is what my Ether wallet looks like. I used to use this quite a bit. You can access your wallet here. As long as you have private keys, as long as you have a ledger, Ether, Mu, My Crypto, Ledger Live is just a window into the Ethereum blockchain. So it doesn't really matter as long as you have an Ethereum address and the private keys associated with it. You know, if you had an Ethereum wallet address, you'd be able to look at it on the blockchain, but you'd have to have the private keys to do it. I personally like My Crypto better. There is a My Crypto, let's see, they've changed this and it used to be a lot easier to find. Maybe it's down at the bottom. But they have they have a My Crypto app, which you can install on your computer, and it's a lot easier for me to use the My Crypto wallet installed locally, partly because then you don't have to worry about a browser. Let me see if I can find that, because it virtually looks the same as any other. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Okay, what I'm going to show you is the My Crypto wallet. And so, you know, it kind of looks the same as you would on the website. Down here, you can see private keys, key store, mnemonic phrase. They do not recommend, danger, danger. Use a hardware key. But this is what, I'm not ready to open anything up on that, on this. But this is a app that runs on your desktop that you can use to access your ERC20s, and USD and USDC would be part of that. But you know, if they tested and sent something to that Ethereum wallet, as long as you can send from that, meaning you have your private keys, then it should be fine to have your USDC sent to that. Okay, Pat, doesn't PPT have its own exchange now? Yes. The problem with PPT right now is that I still have, well, I don't know if they're still stuck, but they launched their platform, but they left it broken for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I had someone that put a lot of PXT in, and they were not able to get it out. There was a hack that was that you could kind of do to get your coins, but that was just not okay. I mean, I personally feel like they did not do themselves a favor at all by releasing their site and having it not work 100%. I know someone in the group still has not been able to get some of their PXT off. I don't know if he's checked in the last week or so, but that will be one platform that you will be able to do your PPT, your PXT too. I haven't gone to it though to test it. Number one, because I'm not selling my PXT or my PPT right now. So it's something that I'm going to look at. Like, let's go over here and let me get another site. I've had a couple people email in and say, hey, I want to bridge my my OMG so I can get my boba. Well, that's all well and good, but the snapshot's not until November 12th. I think it's right over here where we have airdrops boba. Yeah, isn't till November 12th. I'm looking at the calendar right now and it's October 2nd. There is no reason, unless you know what you're doing, unless you want to, put your coins up there for a snapshot now that's going to happen November 12th. I won't even look at this again to even consider it until November 1st. There's a lot that can happen between now and then. Look at Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain was supposed to be out the end of July, then it was August, then it was September. And it was, finally the end of September, but don't get there early. You could be on the bleeding edge, and it's not fun to be on the bleeding edge because people that put their PXT or PPT on Populous World were on the bleeding edge and they got their coin stuck. So you got to look at, is it better to have a return on your capital or to have your capital? So just food for thought on that. We'll go back to Boba. There we go. So don't really worry about this until it's actually happening. They released it and it's beta for a reason. So don't put your coins up there at this point in time. That's my recommendation. I am not putting my coins up there anytime soon. I'll look at it in November. Okay, Tara. After I did the Mac Apple security update on my desktop, I have since had problems opening links sent to me from emails I get. You're probably going to have to give a little bit more detail on that, because is it that you're not able to click on them, or they open and they go to a dead area? It could be a variety of things, and they may be bad links. I don't know. It's going to be what are you getting? It's just not clicking open, or is it clicking open and the website can't be viewed, or is an error code, that type of thing. Okay, where does one find PPT liquidity? Clifford, it depends on the time of day. So I don't know. I have not looked. There may be liquidity on Populous World right now, but I'm not worried about selling my PPT at this point. So it's something that you'd have to take a look at. I can't tell you. Okay, Tara, would it have added more stringent oversight on links? I don't know. My links work, but it depends on what application you're using. I use Outlook for my email client, so I haven't had any issues. Is it a browser based? Is it their Apple Mail? It really depends, and it may be more stringent. The security settings could be set high. It could also be to have an antivirus on there that could be putting a little bit more stringent security on there. That is a really good question, but it's I can't tell you right now. Sandra, hi George. On Q3 Discover tab, see many swap platforms: Q3 Swap, Uniswap, Paraswap, etc. If in the US, can we use these, and is it a good idea? Q3, I don't use Q3. Whether or not you can use them in the US, I don't know. It just depends on. Let's back up a little bit. There, as you could see with Simple Swap, there is right now no liquidity for PPT. There was liquidity yesterday for PPT, but not today. Tomorrow, there could be liquidity. And so whether or not Uniswap, Paraswap, Boba, Populous World, Sushi, Pancake, Sunday, are they going to have liquidity? Yeah. Are they going to always have liquidity? I don't know. There are different platforms that I don't really necessarily use every day. So it's one of those where there could be liquidity today. I don't know if there will be liquidity tomorrow. And that's one reason why I use Caleb & Brown, because I'm going to need a lot of liquidity for some of my larger holdings. So my smaller holdings, I'm not going to need that much liquidity. So I may hunt around and look at that. But it's really where your jurisdiction is on whether or not you can use things like 1inch. Obviously, because we're here in the US, we can't use it. I'm not bothered by that. So there are lots of other platforms. I can't say whether Uniswap or Paraswap is a good choice. Some fees are really high, but some fees are really high during particular times of the day when there is more action. If you think that you're going to get out of some of these coins on some of the platforms that have liquidity, and things are really rushing and things are going parabolic, you may run out of liquidity because everybody is doing the same thing when things get parabolic. So think about that. And if you have way too much populace, if you have way too much SHIB and you're afraid that you're not going to be able to get out, well, follow what Jay teaches and get out along the way. Don't think that you're going to get out at the top. Don't think that you're going to get out at 90%. It really just depends. And everybody has their own comfort level on where they want to get out. Okay, this is Sandra again, and we're getting close to the end of the questions. So if you want any more questions, throw them in. Ledger Nano X has a swap function. Do you know if US residents will be able to use this function in the future? Kind of a drag to have more coins off Ledger to swap. Only other place I found to swap coins is Nexo and or Exodus, but choices are limited. I don't use the ledger for that because it requires KYC, and I'm not comfortable with the jurisdiction that I need to be in for KYC. So, it really just depends on your comfort level. I use Caleb and Brown because I feel comfortable with them. If you feel comfortable using an exchange that does KYC, then use them for KYC. It depends on where you're going to want to get out. I know I'm being very vague on using exchanges, but really, there are so many exchanges out there that you can use any one that has liquidity and you follow certain rules. Like Binance.com, if you're not verified, you can't do less than, or you can't do more than 2 Bitcoin. But that could change tomorrow. So these rules could be thrown out. Like, who would have thought that 1 inch you wouldn't be able to use the day before you were told you couldn't use 1 inch? So, look at what you have and then see the different exchanges that you can use. I mean, I know Binance is the Canadians. Maybe I'm Canadian, maybe I'm not. Canadians cannot use Binance in the future. I don't know what the date is because I have not been keeping track on that, but just know that exchanges will change. I know Coinbase probably won't change. Gemini probably won't change, but I don't like their jurisdiction. I don't like their rules, and I don't like how they treat their customers. So I don't use them. So I also don't trade a lot. If people are in and out, then you're going to have to find an exchange to support that. I mean, I think the perfect example is Casper. I can't get Casper on my ledger. They keep on saying that the app is going to be released, but if I would have known that, then in the future, I probably won't buy Casper or a coin like Casper, because is it really worth the pain to try to figure out where I'm going to liquidate it, where I'm going to hold it? And I should have just invested in something that I believe in and that is not so much trouble on where it's going to be. So, we all learn on what we should be doing and what we feel comfortable with. And, should we be buying Italian dinners on an ERC20 when it's getting so freaking expensive to send things as an ERC20? There's some coins I will never liquidate because the fees sending on the Ethereum network are too high. And I don't want to send my Ethereum away because I have a feeling that Ethereum is going to do better X-wise than the coin that I might be trying to liquidate. So, that's kind of what you have to look at. Okay, the bottom of the list from AC. George, would you know any other way to access theta coins on a treasure besides moving them to an empty ledger you restore with the treasure keys. I do not. Until they fix that issue, you're going to have to deal with that. They're aware of it. I haven't checked into it in the last week or so, but it's on their wallet. It's their platform, and it's their issue that they created, and it's their issue that they are going to have to resolve. But the last time I checked, they still said, it could be weeks away. Well, and they told me Q2 of this year, 2021, and we're now in Q4. Q2, they were going to have a Ledger app. So when people say there's not anything happening at Theta, there's a lot happening at Theta behind the scenes that hasn't necessarily been released. And they are really busy there. So I'm guessing they're going to, get the treasurer issue fixed, but I don't know. And I don't know if they have a timeline yet. Okay, Sandra, US residents are very limited on coin-to-coin swap exchanges. Have some coins, small amount, that I want to exchange you into another coin rather than cashing out to USD, USDT. Amount too small for Caleb and Brown, but want to swap some coins. Just looking for ideas. There's plenty of places. There's lots of exchanges. There's Simple Swap. There's MetaMask, their swap. There's 1inch that you can use if you use a VPN. Not that I would recommend that, but that is a possibility. There is Sushi Swap. There is Uniswap. There's a ton of swaps out there. The only one that I really know of right now that's stopping you is 1inch, because they have a US run version that they're going to be running, but there are lots of swaps out there. And let's see, if you want to name one coin, Sandra, then let's take a look at that. Because if you want to, let's see, let's just do what they say for PPT right a second. And we're going to look at market. So PPT, they say, is on KuCoin, OKEX, Probit. Some of these are pricey to get them off, like I think HitBTC, Bytrue, Probit. They may not be huge exchanges, but the volume on OKEX for PPT right now is 1.1 million, which seems to be the highest. Maybe not the best confidence level, but they're pretty good. They don't really have the DEXs on here. Some of the coins do have DEXs listed. Let's see. So, this is some places you can do it. AC says, I'm staking Neo FLM currently. Is there anything to do more than anything to do to move them to main 3? I believe Flamingo Finance doesn't support mainnet 3 yet, but I'm not sure. Should I unstake now? If you want to convert your coins from, let's go back, from 2.0 to 3.0, either Neo or Gas, you are going to have to unstake them and then basically remove the liquidity, unwrap them, and do the swap on, let's see if I can bring that up. There's a couple different easy wallets. Let me get the Neon wallet, just briefly show you. Hold on a sec. But you are going to have to unstake. Flamingo, they don't have an ETA except for sometime in November. So I am staking my Flamingo and Neo again because I was not going to wait around for them to get their act together. And let me log in here. Okay, let me show you just everybody about the Neon wallet. You can, there was a, is it manage wallets? No, I don't want to click on that. There was a, oh, migration right down here at the bottom. You can easily migrate from one N2 to the N3 using the Neon wallet. But if you move your coins from 2 to 3 and there's not a place to liquidate them, you're not going to be able to sell them. Right now, Binance, as of last week, was not supporting Neo 3. I'm not moving my coins to Neo 3, even if I'm missing gas, having gas created for me because I'm holding Neo, until there's a place to liquidate it. We don't know what we don't know. And Binance could say, well, you know what, we're going to wait until Q1 of next year to support Neo 3.0. We just don't know. And until they do that, I personally will not be converting, because if I convert and no one supports it at that point in time, then I'm not going to be able to sell out. You know, what if Neo just went parabolic at the first part, and I have no idea if this would happen, the first part of November, and Binance doesn't have this slated to be available until the middle of December, then there's no place that I can get out. And so I think that's something that you have to be aware of. And until something's in place, there's no reason for me to move it, because I'd rather earn some more Flamingo staking it, because we're just kind of waiting. I mean, today it's nice, and the last 2 days have been nice for the crypto side of things, but it's been boring. And so having some excitement, staking my Flamingo is, you know, kind of what I'm doing right now. Okay. This is from Sandra. Hey, George, yesterday Jay said that China already has their digital coin. Is it Neo? Not sure which one it is, just curious. No, they have the digital yuan. That's been out a while. You know, what they're doing over there, I don't know, and frankly, I don't care sometimes. I mean, the one good thing, I know everybody in the beginning was freaked out about China saying that, you know, cryptos are illegal. They really helped the Bitcoin Cash and the Bitcoin side of things, because they were doing a lot of mining of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash over in China, and there was a concern in the groups that what if they had 51%, and what if they all ganged together and decided to basically take control of those networks. I didn't see that happening, but it's a real possibility when there's so much mining going on over there. Well, all the miners decided it's time to leave, and they went to other places. They scattered. They went to Iceland. They went to US. They went to Eastern Europe. They went to a lot of different places, and that made the Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and any other large network blockchain, when they left China, well, it just put it scattered and not concentrated like it was for a while, especially with Bitcoin Cash. This is from Jesse. Hi, George. Do you know if there are any deadlines by which you need to unstake Flamingo? Can you let us know when you unstake again? Yeah, there's nothing. The last that I looked, because this was a very, very busy week for me. I had a lot of things besides cryptos to take care of in my life to get things ready to take more profits into my life. But there's no deadline to move Flamingo. In fact, they don't even have a drop dead deadline of when they're going to be able to convert it over to the Neo 3 network. So yes, I will let you know. I did last time, and I will this time. And it's because it's one of those coins that we all seem to have and we all really like. I definitely will cover those. Some of the others that aren't as active. Like I don't necessarily keep track because there's so much going on, but Neo, Flamingo, for sure, I will let you guys know when there is a date for that. I know that they're not going to just say, okay, the date is potentially, let's just say the date is November 15th and you have to get it done by November 30th. That's not going to happen. I know they've given going from N2, Neo 2.0 blockchain to Neo 3.0 blockchain a year. So we'll be talking about that, but there's, I don't want to have some of my coins on the Neo 2.0 and some of my coins on Neo 3.0, especially if I need both of those coins, which is Neo and Flamingo, on the same blockchain so that I can stake them. So they're both staying on the same blockchain. Okay, Al Brown. So one Neo would not be enough to send my FLM back to Caleb Brown. One Neo is great. Oh, I see what you're doing, Al. And they changed the rules because back in the day, if you had one Neo, you would be earning gas, but gas stopped at block 8 million. And so right now, no, because what it really counts is the amount of gas that you hold and not the amount of Neo. But you used to earn gas when you held Neo, but because you're not earning gas anymore by holding Neo on the 2.0 blockchain for Neo, you're going to have to get that converted. Don't freak out, guys. What we can look at is if there are enough people, and you can put comments down below this when it's posted, that, hey, I need some gas to send my Neo or Flamingo. We can look at what we can do. I don't exchange coins for people, but there may be a way that there might be a small donation and some gas can be sent to you so that you can send those out. The gas prices have also changed depending on if you're on the Neo 2.0 as compared to Neo 3.0. So there's lots happening. Don't freak out about not having things in place to send them out. We can kind of make sure that that can happen. This is from Sandra again. George, my Ledger Nano X has a sticky button. Have you run into this, and should I contact Ledger, and is there an easy fix? Kind of annoying. I would contact Ledger, and most likely it's a process to send stuff back. I don't have a sticky button. My only issue on my Ledger Nano X1 is that the screen is a little dimmer than the others. I prefer a stronger screen on that. But yeah, the other thing, honest to gosh, guys, is that if you are high value, I would make sure that you have an extra Ledger Nano X. If you have, I don't have hardware keys on here, but if you have a hardware key, make sure you have two hardware keys, because if you lose one, there's the other one that's backing up. Make sure that you have backups so that when, I am not kidding you, when this stuff runs, it is crazyville. And if you looked at, I was looking at this while watching my son play soccer. There's an on-chain guy. I know that Jay mentioned him. Let me get my cell phone. Yesterday or a couple days ago. And let me get this. And I'm going to watch it this morning after this. But what is his name? This kid is really young. And at first I was like, young punk. Will Clement. He has a video with Anthony Papagliano, and his comment is Bitcoin is going to the moon in Q4. Full interview. It was 24 minutes and it was put out 3 hours ago. If you look for Anthony Papagliano's YouTube channel, you'll see that. And when things get crazy, things get insane and you can't believe it and you think it's never going to end and it's going to go to the moon. And that's when you have to be careful. Jay's taught us that. But we also have to remember is that things like Ledger Nano X's are just going to disappear off the shelf and they're going to say, oh, you need to wait 3 weeks. And 3 weeks, if you know that the bull market is going to go for 6 months, more months, is okay. But I would definitely have a backup because if you know me, I have, when I back things up, I do it in triplicate. Um, Anybody on the tech side, I used to have all my servers as a level 5 RAID configuration, which means if one drive dies, you can pull it out, you can put another one in, it will rebuild, and you'll be good to go. Well, there was once in my life where RAID 5 was not good enough. Within 4 hours of one of the drives dying, a second drive died, and that server array was dead. So I changed everything over to RAID 6, which is you can have multiple drives die and still retain your information. What that did for me is told me that I can't just have one backup, I have to have multiple backups because it's a lot easier to have 3 backups of something. And if 2 of them die, well, I still have a third. And I'm paranoid by nature because I don't want to have to go back through and say, oh, I wish I should have, could have, would have. It may have cost me a couple $100 more, but that's how I've designed my life is multiple backups, not just 2, but 3, and storing in different places. And you know, a lot of that, and some of it is in the cybersecurity class, and I talk a lot about it when people hire me on what is best for each individual person. Okay. This is from Crypto Deb. What is the best way to get FLM from Caleb to my ledger with the Neon wallet? Well, it does not matter to the wallet. It just matters what is controlling that wallet. So as I kind of said before, there is, let me get this one. Oh, yeah, you guys. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I meant to show the screen when I was going off on a rampage on the ledger. You can go to the founders page and you can see links to the Ledger Nano X, LastPass. Highly recommend both of those. I should put a link to a YubiKey because that is becoming more and more important. And CryptoDeb, I'll get right back to your point. But there was an article that came out and I heard about this years ago and I was like, how are they going to do that? Microsoft is talking about having no passwords because everybody makes the same mistakes of putting their cat's name and 123 at the end and their horrible passwords. And if everybody used a password manager, whether it be LastPass, 1Password, any other, it would make things more secure in the universe. But people don't, and so it is less secure. So what Microsoft is looking at and other big tech people are, well, big tech companies, getting rid of passwords so that you have things more like the Google Authenticator, the LastPass Authenticator, YubiKeys, things that you hold that would be hard for anybody in the internet space to get a hold of because you physically have to hold something. So passwords are probably going away. How each company is going to implement that, I don't know. But with that being said, there are, let me get back to your question, Deb. You can use a Neon wallet, an O3 wallet, does not matter. It just depends on how you hold the, oh, let's not go there. Let's get out of this one. It just depends on how you are holding the private keys. So if you're holding the private keys with your ledger, then you can use the Neon wallet or you can use the O3 wallet. It really just doesn't matter. You just have to get them a wallet address And let me do this really quick. Let me go back here and log out, ledger. Let me log back into the Neon wallet. And you'll see where the addresses are, depending on the wallet and where the addresses are located. Let's go into, let's see, GR. Okay, login. Let me get back into here. And so you'll see right here that the address is right up above. If you click on that, it will take you out. But what you can do is copy it, and that is the wallet that you'll send to Caleb and Brown to have it sent into there. George, thank you first for all and everything you do. Before I found you and Jay, I put some money into crypto with Tasty Trade platform, especially OMG. With that Tasty platform, you don't hold the coin because they stay on their platform. Does this mean I wouldn't be able to participate in the OMG airdrop? Yep, you're correct. If you don't hold the keys, you don't own the coins, and they may get the coins, but you will not. So if they are on any platform, but I think there was one, let me go back here to, let me go take you guys into here, the airdrop info. I think there was one exchange that you could hold your OMG. It was ftx.com, FTX Pro. So if you hold it there, the following exchanges have agreed to support the BOBA airdrop. So if you hold it there, then you will get the airdrop. There may be more exchanges that are added to this, but unless you hold on to them, there are a couple different ways that you can get it. You're going to have to bridge your OMG to the layer 2 network. You could add liquidity to the BOBA site, or you can hold your coins at a participating exchange. Tara, is there a requirement to do the conversion with your NEO, or can it be left as is? You will have to convert it, and we kind of went over a little bit about, let me get back to the Neon wallet. The Neon wallet where you have migration, and you will just go through this process and convert your coins from one blockchain to another. It's only going forward, you can't go back. So you can go from an N3, or sorry, an N2 to an N3, but you can't go back from N3 once it's there. So you will have to do something, and I will definitely let you know when Caleb and Brown allows N3, and that's when I will probably convert mine, but I can't say 100%. If they do it in the middle of October, I may wait until Flamingo can be converted and do them all at the same time so that I can stake some of that. Techie71, will you have time to load Neo on your Ledger O3 wallet and show the example of how to stake FLM, as you mentioned earlier in the live stream? I am probably not going to have that, and maybe what I can do is do a quick live stream and just talk about that, because there's a bunch of things that have to be set up. I have to have Neo in that wallet, and I'd have to go from one wallet to that, and setting it up is going to take a little bit of time because I have no Neo. All of mine is being staked, so I may have to take some of my FLM and swap it to Neo and do it that way. But I don't have any Neo. I only have FLM and gas. And so there's no way for me to do that, because the staking pair that I use, go back. The staking pair that I do, let me go here, is FLM and Neo. If I had some Neo and Ontology, I could do the next one down. If I had NEO and wrapped ETH, I could do that. If I had USDT and WBTC, which is basically a wrapped USDT and a wrapped Bitcoin, I could do it. If I had a wrapped USDT and a wrapped NEO, I could. They've added more and more, and if I could do gas and NEO, but I don't have NEO, and the majority of them all, except for the wrapped Bitcoin and the wrapped USDT, all require NEO, and all my NEO is currently being staked, and so I'm going to have to swap some to get some more NEO, and that's why I can't show you that today. I have okay, this is from ER. I have about 250 NEO and 50,000 FLM and about 18 gas. Will that be enough gas to liquidate? Yes. The amount of gas that it takes, I haven't sent hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of NEO, but I believe the fee to send anything is about, let me show you. Oops. Is about, let me do something that I just sent. Is about, yeah, the network fee right now is 0.011 gas. Let's see if I have another example of that, because I really haven't. Yeah, network fee is about 0.011 gas. So if you have 18 gas, you have more than enough. If you had 1 gas, you'd have more than enough. It just depends on if you send a test and then you send the coins, which I highly recommend if you've never sent to a particular wallet before. Instead of costing you 0.011, it will cost you a total, if you send two different sends, 0.022. The network fees could be different on the O3 network. I don't know. I haven't done anything in the O3 network. I'm not going to convert anything right now. But if you have even 1 gas, you're going to have plenty to send. Okay, Elaine, should backups have the same 24-word phrase? Should backups have the same? It depends on your strategy. I think I understand your question. Backups for me mean that they never open, the ledger or the treasure is never opened. So that when I unwrap that freshly opened ledger, I know that there's nothing on it, and I know it hasn't really been used at all. And I know the next thing you're saying, because I'm paranoid by nature, I really should open it up and I should see that the buttons work and I should see that it powers up, because there have been problems with batteries in the past. But I leave it fresh because in my life and just how I have had to do business, I have 8 ledgers, and that's not all for me. That is some business related stuff. Right now I use all 7 of them, but that is, also because some of them are strictly for different sites with different purposes, and they have to be for that site, just its own hardware wallet. So for me, I have 1 in a safe place, and if any of the 8 die, then I just pull out that new one and replace one of the others. If you only have 1 ledger, yeah, I would still keep it wrapped and not really worry about it until you have to worry about it. It's there just in case. It's one of those just in case things, not that you're imminently going to have to use it. Jesse, does YubiKey work with LastPass? Abso-frickin-lutely it does. And that is one of the reasons I was so happy when LastPass implemented YubiKey and hardware keys. I think they implemented it before I actually needed it or was aware of it, but I can, depending on the version of your cell phone. Oh, I should share something too that I learned yesterday, and maybe the person is here, maybe they're not. Let me take a look. And he may listen to this. I'm not going to. Okay, let me back up. So yes, the YubiKey does work with the with LastPass. And if you have LastPass on your cell phone, depending on what version of the cell phone you have, if you have a LastPass that has NFT on it, no, that's NFC. NFC is for ERCs. NFC, near frequency communication. I'm not sure. It's probably not exactly what it stands for, but when I open up my LastPass on my cell phone, I hold the YubiKey at the very top and it unlocks it that way. I don't use the Google Auth or the LastPass Auth for my LastPass on my cell phone because I can use hardware for it. If you have an older cell phone, you can't, but yes, absolutely. And I secure my LastPass. Maybe we'll do one of these Saturdays with LastPass, but I absolutely positively cannot show you my real one because it has all my secrets in there. You would have, if you're going to tie it with your LastPass, I would absolutely recommend having 2 to 3 YubiKeys because you can program each one to open up your LastPass. And if one dies or if one goes missing, you have 2 as backups. Okay, and Sandra, I have a Ledger X and a regular Ledger Nano that have not been used. Are they the same except for appearance? With my stick button, thinking maybe I should move what's on the Nano X to my regular Nano. Do you think I will run into any issues doing this? Well, if you, by the regular Nano, if you mean the Nano S where it's smaller, I can't stand the Ledger S right now because I've been using the X for so long. As long as you use the same 24 words, they are the same. It's cloned. You would just have to make sure that you add the apps onto the next ledger that you move over to. I mean, if you have a sticky button and you feel uncomfortable, contact Ledger and say, I have a sticky button. How can we resolve this? And they may say, oh yeah, we know we had a batch of ledgers that had sticky buttons, so we're going to swap it out. And you can move everything over to the another ledger. And it should be pretty straightforward. If you put the 24 words in the same order on, if you restore a ledger with the same 24 words in that same order, it's the exact same set of private keys. You shouldn't have any problems with that. I've done it before. Okay, and Sandra, again, speaking of LastPass, do you still feel it is secure and one of the best ways to store your passwords and notes? Yep, I do. I still would not put my 24 words in, but I do put certain passwords in there, like my MetaMask password, I put in there. My driver's license, my passport, my birth certificate, my wedding certificate, all of that, it travels with me, credit cards, because it is secure. But if I lose my driver's license or my bank account information for some reason, wrong place, wrong time, someone forces me to do something that, whatever, I still have all my cryptos and I don't have to worry about losing those. And so those will never go in my LastPass because of just how I have things set up. And Sandra again, George, thank you for answering all my questions and caring so much about all of us. You're awesome. Thank you. And thank you for having the technical webinars. Have a wonderful and blessed weekend. You too, Sandra. And so, oh yeah, it's getting close to 12:30. We're gonna only keep this at an hour and a half for sure. We'll get to tab. Late to the webinar, can we buy NEO or gas? If already answered in the webinar, please disregard. I've been listening to everything this evening. You can buy gas, but the hard part is, and maybe what we'll do, I mean, here's an example. Let's just say, because I know everybody has taken Jay's recommendations, me too, about FLM, and I think it's a great option. We're going to do FLM Flamingo to, come on, gas. And so, wow, that's interesting. Maybe I'm just not doing the right thing. Okay, well, minimum of 134, so 135. And if I spent 135 Flamingo, pair not supported, that is really interesting. What is going on with Simple Swap today? Um, that's interesting. You can swap things. I have not found a perfect answer to that question of how you can get gas. Put it down in the comments if people need to just get a little bit of gas, and we can see about how people can help people in the group. And you don't have to go out and spend a ton at Kalo and Brown or another exchange to get gas into your life just to send this stuff out. But we'll find a solution for everybody. I will not use someone's name. I pulled my Neo coins off the Neon wallet and moved them to the O3 since I had no luck getting FLM on Neon wallet with Caleb and Brown. I don't see gas being earned on the O3 wallet. Am I missing something? You're going to have to tell me what version. And see, this is the thing. You don't have to pull your Neo coins off the Neon wallet and move it to the O3 wallet if you're using a ledger, because the ledger, earlier in the example, I showed you the O3 wallet and the Neon wallet. They're the same account, same ledger, same everything. So you don't have to move one to the other. It just depends on what you're using to secure your coins. If you're using, let me get back to that. Oh, sorry guys, sometimes I just go too fast. I was trying to do the Flamingo gas, and Simple Swap is saying that they don't support that pair, but I know that I did it before. So maybe because cryptos are heating up, some of the liquidity is running out between the two. But let's go back to the Neon wallet. And it used to be that if you held Neo, you would earn gas. When block 8 million hit, you stopped earning gas when holding Neo on Neo 2.0. That is the issue that's popping up, is that you can no longer earn gas if you have holding Neo to send out these coins later. So you are not, it's okay that you're not earning, it's not that it's not that it's okay, but you can't earn gas while holding Neo in the wallet right now because they moved everything as a reason to convert from Neo 2.0 to Neo 3.0 is they eliminated the ability to earn gas in Neo 2 so that hopefully everybody would move to 3. Some people have done that. I won't because there's no way to liquidate for me at Neo 3.0 yet. AC, thank you so much for this dedicated tech call. This is really very helpful, useful. I appreciate your time and dedication very much. You are welcome. This is from ER. I can donate a couple of my gas to those in need. I would say that is very honorable of you, and I think that that is what this group is all about. So it could be that people get some gas sent to them, and then I would say giving a donation back of a little bit of FLM of a little bit more than that is the thing to do. You won't be able to send the FLM out first before, getting that back. But I think, we can all work together and get some gas over to people so that they can get things out of their wallet. This is from Bijan. Hi, George. I just joined the live stream and I'm not sure if this was answered already. I bought some eCash on Gate.io and wondering if anyone has had success transferring over their eCash to Electron ABC wallet. Thanks for everything you do. Very grateful. I do not have any eCash. If someone has had a successful experience and you're listening to this after, or you're listening to it now, when this is posted, if you could share that information, that would be great. So the other option is, I know there are some unofficial Telegram channels out there that Jay does not promote and or supervise or say that these are legitimate folks and this is good information, you might want to check with those because they are out and about. Best place and model of YubiKey do you recommend? I know you talked about this in the past, could look it up for a quick answer. I will put it, because I thought that I had it here, and I like these tools to be put here. I will put this into the founders page. I love Delete Me. It's really helped me disappear. I love my Nano. I don't have a Trezor link here because honestly, I prefer the Ledger over Trezor. Some people like the Trezor more than Ledger, but these are my picks. And so I know there's OnePass. I work with a bunch of people that have one password. I prefer LastPass, and it's just, I'm not going to convert. So I will put what I recommend, but let's just do that. Let me do something first so I don't potentially dox myself. Hold on. I buy them at Amazon. And so Amazon is where I've bought most of them. I think I bought one of them from Yubico. But what I recommend, and it really depends on your life and what you have. But the Yubico, Yubico Bio, okay. Yeah, this is a thumbprint that they're coming up with. I'm gonna pass that by for a little while. I don't necessarily recommend the blue key. This is like the low end. Let's see, where are the, yeah, this is kind of hard to go through on some of these. The YubiKey Series 5, there's right here, you may be able to see it. There's NFC, which is the near, which is basically if your YubiKey is close to something that can read that signal, then it will unlock things. The first two are what I recommend, and I wish I could break them up and just look at, no, there's not a better picture. The first two are what I would recommend. The first one is your regular USB, and the second one is USB-C. I have both because on my laptop, I only have USB-C, but on my desktop, I have a little hub, USB hub that does not have USB-C, so I have to use that one. So I have a variety of them. I also have the third one in, and I wish I could do a better picture of these. And that was what I used on my phone for a little bit, but I don't use that anymore. And as you can see, the YubiKey is now working with a ton of websites. I use it on Coinbase. I don't use it on Microsoft yet. My Google accounts I do. Binance, don't have Facebook. Definitely use it on LastPass. So, and I do have it on a Twitter account or two of mine. Proton Mail. The thing that is cool about YubiKeys is that you can have one for yourself and you could let someone else in your family use the same one. And it just unlocks things. So it's not that you have to have just one, you can have multiple, and multiple people can use those multiple YubiKeys. So you can kind of pass them around for privacy and security. You can use someone that's in your family that you trust. Just don't let it out of your house. Okay. But yeah, Sandra, I will put particular YubiKeys that I would recommend on there that are kind of the higher end. I will put those under the founders page. Jesse, if you send some gas to someone else, would that create a paper trail that could be used to identify you through blockchain analysis? Yes, and this is one of the reasons why I'm like, we'll see what kind of can happen in the future. There's one way that you can get things to a wallet that, you know, kind of come out of nowhere, but that just hasn't been set up. So that's something, you know, we still have time. But yes, the answer is yes, because once it's on the blockchain, it's on the blockchain. Okay, Al, where do we add our names if we need gas? Thanks. It's something I'm going to work on in a little bit because I don't want to expose anybody. I don't want to expose myself, but we're not sending it yet. So we're definitely going to have more of these tech-only live streams, and we'll figure out something. And this is from Jesse. You can buy gas on Madala Exchange without KYC. Yeah, and you can do it through multiple places to kind of just get it in there and just use it for that particular person, but that particular reason. But that's good to know that Madala Exchange. So I think that's it. We're getting close to an hour and 40 minutes. That's the bottom of the list of questions. If this was helpful, please let me know in the comments. If you want to cover something in the future, put it down in the comments and we can cover those. And everybody, thanks for being here. Have a great day. We'll talk again. Thanks.